Hi, I'm Rosie.
Yay, I'm back on YouTube.
Welcome to my channel, where I look into what's going on intuitively in the world, from the political to the personal. I have a Patreon channel linked below, and I do personal readings. Hello, everybody, welcome. Roses like us and get a hello, huh? Everybody, welcome. Roses like us and get a. Okay, so guys, I look very new. Who this was it? Was a new phone? Who this? No, I got this, as you know, I pretty much only shop in one place, is Shane, the app. And so I got a new lipstick today. I never wear like red lipstick. I have trauma, long story. But this is like some like random, and now they have these lipsticks that dry. Once they dry, they don't transfer. Look, nothing. Doesn't. So I find it interesting. I find it interesting. So just a new look. Oh, whoa. No look, no look, no look with this. No look with this. Okay. So interesting informations, interesting informations. So really, there are interesting informations. By the way, I want to wish happy birthday, belated birthday to Audrey. I sent her a card yesterday. Audrey Warren, wonderful person. Uh, she had a birthday yesterday. I wish you all the best. Audrey sent us. Yeah, sent her a little note yesterday. I hope she's well. Okay. So today, interesting in news. So I am going to discuss in depth something that came out today that the Department of Justice just indicted and exposed a ring of persons involved with Russian propaganda. So there was new sanctions on these Russian companies that were doing Russian propaganda. But the interesting part is, so there's the indictment is 277 pages long, right? There's a lot of information. I'm not going to read it. It's really super long. But the relevant things that are coming out, I want to talk about. And I want to talk about it. Basically pretty much shows that Matt Gaetz is involved in this. And it's all very interesting. And I want to ask, so I want to know many things. I want to know, really, are they close to getting to nailing these people? Because, of course, it's easy to, I mean, I'm not saying it's easy, but they're indicting, right, the Russian government or these companies there's like a company in Tennessee basically that was creating the content. It was like a content creating company or something that, sorry, here I am. Wait, is this a psychic channel? A hair channel? Makeup channel? What is it? Sorry, just have to do this for a second. So, so so there's this Tennessee company that employs people, and they basically, according to the indictment, they hide their identity. They hide the fact that they're Russian. But come on, like the whole thing, right? It's pretty obvious what's going on. And there's these famous internet channels. This person named Tim Pool, another one named Benny Johnson, I think is what his name is, that are basically associated with this. So, but I guess my real question is really how long until we know? How long until these people are unmasked, right? So, but let's get started. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so this is from the DOJ. I'm cover here, take my finger, cover the camera. Very high tech. Okay, Justice Department. Oh, not covering. Justice Department disrupts covert Russian government-sponsored foreign malign influence operation targeting audiences in the United States and elsewhere. Oh, now blurry for good. Nice and clean, huh? Nice and clean. Took a little piece of cloth and cleaned it up. Nice. So this came out, and Merrick Garland even did a press conference. Okay, so basically, let me just stop here for 1 second and show you also what came out in the news. NBC News covered this. And oh, Okay, well, okay, so, okay, let me share. So then we'll see that, so basically this is it's been essentially advertised as a big effort by the government to, okay. There are different versions, of course, of these types of articles. Da-da-da. Biden administration hits Russia with sanctions over efforts to manipulate US opinion ahead of the election. The administration announced a series of actions Wednesday in response to alleged efforts by Russian actors to influence public opinion. So see.
Konstantin Kalashnikov and Elena Afanasieva, two Russian-based employees of RT, a Russian state-controlled media outlet. They are charged with conspiring to commit money laundering and to violate the Foreign Agents Registration Act. That law, enacted nearly a century ago, was enacted to ensure that the American people were informed when a foreign power engages in political activities or seeks to influence public discourse. The American people are entitled to know when a foreign power is attempting to exploit our country's free exchange of ideas in order to send around its own propaganda. The company never disclosed to the, I'm sorry. That is what we alleged happened in this case. In the wake of Russia's brutal invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, RT, which was then known as Russia Today, was dropped by its American distributors. The company ceased its formal operations in the United States, and the European Union, the UK, and Canada banned RT's broadcasting. But as RT itself has boasted, the government of Russia continued to use RT to direct disinformation and propaganda. In the wake of Russia's brutal invasion of Ukraine, RT's editor-in-chief said the company had built, quote, an entire empire of covert projects designed to shape public opinion in Western audiences. We allege that as part of that effort, RT and its employees, including the defendants, implemented a nearly $10 million scheme to fund and direct a Tennessee-based company to publish and disseminate content deemed favorable to the Russian government. To implement this scheme, the defendants directed the company to contract with US-based social media influencers to share this content on their platforms. The subject matter and content of many of the videos published by the company often consistent with Russia's interest in amplifying US domestic divisions in order to weaken US opposition to core Russian interests, particularly its ongoing war in Ukraine. The company never disclosed to the influencers or to their millions of followers its ties to RT and the Russian government. Instead, the defendants and the company claimed that the company was sponsored by a private investor, but that private investor was a fictitious persona. Charges unsealed this morning do not represent the end of the investigation. It remains active and ongoing.
Okay.
Let's bring in NBC News international correspondent Matt Brown.
So, okay, so let's go back here. So you saw that was a part of the press conference with Merrick Garland. And so basically there's several parts to this. So there's this fake company in Tennessee, there's these influencers. And now I want to share this with you then. There's this, somebody found this clip. Okay, let me show you because it's a little bit, it's not complicated, but it's like, it's basically that there's evidence, actual evidence of what they chose to do. So here it is. This is part of the evidence. There's a version in Russian, and this is, okay, here's publication sample for dissemination. And what I want you to look at here is where it says, look to the right here, speech of a congressman. Okay, so again, speech of Congressman person A against allocation of $40 billion to Ukraine. And here's at the bottom of the sentence, I want to warn all of you about Washington's dangerous bipartisan pursuit of the war with Russia. We like sleepwalkers entering into the war. Okay, so this is, remember this phrase. And then it's like, it's almost, okay, this is like completely undeniable. Okay, now this is, okay, now this is Matt Gaetz. Okay, you see here, we are sleepwalking into a war and the American people are left in the dark. So that's exactly, I believe so the person online on Twitter said, that basically connected that the congressman mentioned on the document from this Russian company, what turned out to be a Russian company, right? Hold on. It's very much very likely to be Matt Gaetz. So he's the one right? He's disseminating essentially Russian propaganda. So guys, it's funny. Not funny. I discuss all of. It's almost like, am I really? Because I always bring up the articles. I read them and we look into things in depth until we get to the point where I have a question. And the question now is this: is really about whether are we going to get to people like Matt Gaetz, really? Because you saw the tone from Eric Garland. He's not giving up. Okay. So is Matt Gaetz involved, right, in this? Is it going to be directly implicated, eventually maybe even indicted for this or not? Okay. So let me ask a question. Let me ask a question here. That's what I like to know. So let's see here. Change it here. None. Okay. So here, are you there? The train station? No, here I am fumbled. Okay. So, all right, so let's do this. So what's going on here with my kids? Shuffled. Going on, my kids. Is the Department of, how far is the Department of Justice investigating Congressman, let's say, investigating Matt Gaetz in relationship? Let me just ask directly, because that was a direct image. Is the Department of Justice, as a result of this, investigating Matt Gaetz's relationship with, right? Because it can't be a coincidence, right? It was not a coincidence, right? Oh, we just have very similar words. How interesting. Wow, we might think alike, huh? Yeah, yeah. Okay. Oh, wow, guys. Okay, this is a card of, okay, let me just, I find this, I don't understand how this happens, but the video flips. I like it to look like what it looks like on the camera here. So, okay, so this is a message up. So we see the message that there's a deal. So this is the message. It could also be messaging. Oh, ending. So likely bad news for him. So that's it. They associate the shady deal and the messaging. So let's see. This is just the parts I haven't looked at. Okay, so anchor, right? A long time. Network. This is a card of dreams, but also network. Clouds, under the clouds and down. It could be in the cloud, in the actual cloud, like computer. That he receives this. Let's see. Now, interesting meetings. Gifts. Oh, somebody donated money for the hand campaign? Yes. Okay, the courts. So it would suggest, yeah, so they're looking at if he has received Russian. Okay, so tell me, what is going on with the Department of Justice investigation into Russian interference and whether Matt gets this? It's saying yes. They posted it, and it tells me here. They posted it, and of course, the person who figured it out on the internet is not different from and it's saying you notice that the document did not mention the exact congressman, but yes, so they're tracing. So how far is the Department of Justice looking to indict congressmen for? Yes, it's saying, wow, because it's saying this, you know what it is like that now it's one thing before the sanctions, now with the sanctions of the Ukraine war, you can actually say, look, there are sanctions in place. You're not supposed to work to push the agenda of a foreign country, but also it's very serious because you could go to prison, hardcore prison for helping sanctions, like evading sanctions, essentially. So is Matt Gaetz going to have a question? Is he going to be indicted then for this? Yeah, what we want to the world. Interesting. Wow. Quid pro quo. Okay. We get what we want, okay. False person, that's it. Okay, relationships. Work, that's it, he worked. It's saying that he could also work with false, like this could represent him as a kind of like a bad person, but it could also mean that there's fake entities. Or this could be very much the law, like the Department of Justice, the House of Representatives on the election. So yes, I get that they're conducting extensive investigations into the influence, and I see Kamala Harris involved in this, but I feel like it's gonna be for later. It's, but it's, guys, I've talked about for years how this is eventually going to happen. But they're not, when it comes to congressmen, they're just tying everything together. And it's saying the next year or two that this could come down. So, because if you think there's, of course, the election and everything related to the election is so serious. And then you have the, like, then you have like you have to, a lot has to be in place for this to happen. And it's saying it will happen. It's saying just trust it, it will happen. It may take some time, but it's going to happen. Yes, he will be his connection to, and I see, who I see actually? Roger Stone. Roger Stone is very connected to this. We know that. So is the DOJ investigating Roger Stone's relationship to Russian propaganda? Then it's saying yes in this particular case. Yes. Okay, abandoning. Beginning. Okay, justice. Okay, wow. Recognition of something. Worry. Okay, the money, that's right, Tracy and the money back. And I see they're connecting Roger Stone to January 6th, the network and their values, okay, and opportunities. So yes, but I see that I have this vision that in the years, like there will be the full story will be told. It's not that they are doing it now, but it doesn't make sense, guys. It takes a long time to first I think they have to get Trump first. And then outlining the extensive, almost like the mob, like extensive network of people involved in this, in the election interference, and showing election interference as this broad stroke. And I do see also Merrick Garland being shown as this person, like as, his legacy, exposing this network of Russian influence in American elections. Okay. So the next question related to this is also, are we, like, I'm saying, are we in danger? But what else, I guess, let's see here. What else is the DOJ looking into in terms of Russian interference? Not just beyond propaganda. If they're looking at something. Oh, okay. So, okay, guys, and this is for another day, to be honest, because that would take a long time. There have been news that this is a bit more technical, complicated. I selected it earlier, but I haven't looked into it, but it's just to give you a summary. There had been news that the Department of Justice is going after these cybersecurity subcontractors for the University of Georgia. I don't know if you remember this, but during the 2016 election, there was news that the security had been breached for these election, like sorry. It was a Georgia department, it was something, a Georgia Tech, something like that. And those systems had been breached. And this has to do with a company that was running the voting machines or something like this. I don't know if you remember this. So now the Department of Justice is taking action against these companies for not having strict enough systems, right? That they basically left the systems kind of open for others to get in. I'm not saying it didn't say that they did it on purpose, but I think it's the first step in looking at it. They're saying, yes, they're monitoring and they're strengthening, and they're looking at very much of the what is it called? The infrastructure. But I also got this feeling that Putin is so busy with the Ukraine war and there's much fewer resources. So they're not able to do what they've done in the past. And it's saying even in the last election, they did a lot, right? But it wasn't enough. They just didn't have the same power, and people really didn't like Trump. So that was it. Okay, so I'm going to pause here and then move to a different subject. Hey, we're back. So also there was this incredible news, not incredible, it's kind of nice, right? It's that I didn't realize, honestly, not that I knew too much about that I was searching too much about the life of John McCain, but that his son, his youngest son, came out and says Trump Arlington visit was a violation, plans to vote for Harris. Jimmy McCain said he's no longer Republican and plans to vote for Kamala Harris. So it's really amazing the fact that not only he said it, but he said it, he's no longer Republican. Did he say he registered as Democrat? I don't think he's voting for Kamala. So this is different from, he has, I'm sure you're familiar with MAGA, what's her name? Megan McCain. There was forgot how somebody used to call her. I don't remember, but anyway, so he's different, right, from her, I think. And I do get a really good feeling from that John McCain, he's very happy, and that his son, they're saying he's telling me he's had so many challenges and to kind of grow under my shadow. It's been hard for him, but he's finding his way, his path, and he's very proud of his son. And that he's not, I feel like he doesn't have a very good relationship, telling me he doesn't have a great relationship with his sister. And he's like, I don't blame him, because she's spoiled. So that's nice. So that's it. And I see that John McCain is like this, very happy. And that's say standing up. And I see that behind John McCain, there's all these veterans. They're happy, that clapping, that they have to say something, that it's really to allow that guy to get away with everything. It's not just getting away with his crimes, but this is respecting the veterans. So this is good. And so what else? So yeah, Trump, and I see that Trump is upset. I see that Trump even going after saying something about the son also. But guys, you do remember that I believe the reason why Trump hates McCain so much is because McCain was very anti-Putin. And he cried out an alarm and said, I forgot exactly the circumstances, but he was one of the Republicans that there's something, I forgot exactly the details, but Russia doesn't, just the same way that they hated Biden, because Biden was always in on the whole Ukraine situation. So they've been attacking Biden for years. Similar. Okay, so and I see that John McCain's like, yes, everything is going to be put in the right. It's going to take some years. John McCain is saying it's going to take some years. There's going to be, it's saying 4 or 5 years after the election of ongoing investigations, and a lot of people are going to go to prison. And that's when we, unearth the depth of the, it's saying we don't even know. The American public barely knows. And saying people like you guys, we look into it, but there's so much when the full story comes out. And he's saying that's when, and I see guys, down the line, I think in 10 years or so, I think it's possible that the whole Trump presidency is going to be annulled and everything is done. It's going to be undone. Not that, and it may happen before. It may happen technically before, but doesn't make sense. Everything is almost like going to be erased from the record. So it's how bad it is. But so it's saying, yes, things are moving in the right direction. Okay. So that was this part. There's just something else I wanted to add. And then, okay, just hello again. So this is Brazilian President Lula, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. So Lula, he said that he's very direct. He's very plain spoken. So what he said, it was perfect. Lula says Elon Musk's wealth does not mean the world must accept his far-right free-for-all. Brazilian president makes comments after Supreme Court votes to uphold X ban over refusal to obey court orders. So we know this is, I talked about it the other day, or like Monday, but it's just refreshing, right? And I feel like the way he put it is exactly that. So my question is are more countries going to go ahead with this and put limits on this guy? Like, really, the way he's interfering with the UK, Brazil, and and others have pointed out, when Turkey asks for it, when other authoritarian countries ask for it, he does it. But when more democratic leaning, especially democratic leaning governments, ask for some, no, I can't do it. No, freedom of speech, right? So what does this mean? Interesting. And I see these like a map and then these map pins. That's right. And I see these locations popping up that they're saying that's it. That's it. When let's say they start to not accept it anymore. Because it's almost like it's not that it has to be Brazil necessarily, but once it starts, and it's saying that it happens in countries where Musk wants to really influence the outcome of elections. So he's saying he does what he does amounts to election interference. So what is going to happen next worldwide? Like, are other countries going to do something about it as well? So, and also something else. Did you see that then Starlink, the other, because what happened is the Brazilian judge, he blocked X and he said that he's going to take the funds from Starlink until they comply, until I forgot exactly what it was. So it worked. It worked, right? And this shows you have to do something. You have to stop these people because they don't stop. Okay, so let's see. Now video, just remove. I'm just gonna just the last question of the day today. And then hold on. And then until next time. Okay, so let's see, are there any consequences? Consequences what I have about this? Okay, so this is interesting, guys. Manipulation. Interesting. Okay, manipulation. Wait, delay. Okay, magic. So it's interesting. These two cards do relate to manipulation. So delay, manipulation, sad news. That's right. Fake news, sad news. Waiting. No, coffee, it's over. That's it. That's it. And I see that it tells me that there's something about it's like the right timing. Oh, snake. That's it. He's a snake. That's right. Snake secret. He's doing these things. It's saying it's not casual. He has an agenda. It's like it's professional. It's not like, oh, it's just like, oh, it's his personality. So covert. This is a snake operations. It's like it's an aggressive way to influence the country's politics and elections. And it's saying he's recognized as such. So what happens? Yeah, I see that the government start because guys, it's okay. I know it sounds harsh, but it's a form of terrorism, right? This guy is moving, a very powerful person with all this money, moving to change countries that he has no like he needs to stay on his lane, right? So that's right. And it's saying even the right wingers recognize that this guy is a negative influence. Saying not many of them think that's right, unless he's going to help you out. But he's just what is the word here? Is that he's crazy. He can't be stopped. Like it's very Trumpian in a way. So what is the difference between him and Trump? Saying he has more money. He has more power than Trump had before he was a politician. And what else? But it's saying, wow, it tells me, well, it did say it. It said he's gonna die much younger than Trump. Wow. It's saying he's not gonna go past 60 or something. 60. He's at 50 something. That's right. But it's saying, and I see that I do think in an interesting way, he's gonna go down also in a way that is somewhat similar to Trump. Like he's already kind of crazy, right? But he's collapsing. So he's also going to collapse. Everything is going to say that he's a liar. It's saying these people they're similar vibes, right? They're liars and they create like fake narratives and they profit from those. So that's just, so very interesting. So that's it. So that's it, guys, for today. Okay. So have a good evening and I'll talk to you later. Okay. All right. Okay.